Здравствуйте, дорогие друзья! Сегодня вас приветствую на очень интересной игре. Игра гольф. Будем играть в американскую игру гольф. Она очень знаменита. Она интересна, когда в нее играешь, успокаиваешься и расслабляешься. Игра просто на расслабоне. Играю я через джойстик. И мы начинаем. Даже музыка здесь расслабляющая, успокаивающая. Просто блаженство. Выбираем, где мы будем играть, какие луга. Красота незабываемая, впечатляющая. Вот здесь. Попробую. Ксюша Рулис, это я. Я играю от России. Игра грузится. И вот у них такая красота. На берегу море, закат, рассветы. Хорошо, конечно, жить на море, отдыхать. Когда расстаешь, там море.
As noted in its logo, first opened in 1919. There's a look at the beautiful Pebble Beach golf links here on the captivating Monterey Peninsula. Rich Lerner, so pleased to be joining you here today, and by my side in the tower, as always, is Frank Nobilo. And Frank, when I look to my right over the Monterey Peninsula toward the Pacific Ocean, I always think this is what they mean when they sing from sea to shining sea.
Гольф на ПК
Pebble
я
Beach
играю
never
первый
does
раз.
disappoint.
Раньше на
It has to be on
телефоне.
everybody's wish list. I don't really
Очень
care what
кратко
level
включил,
of
отдыхаешь с
your
ним.
standard of play is. The best players in the world want to play here, and I have
Игру
friends really that just took
можете
up the game, for
приобрести.
example, like a year ago, and that's always where they want to go. Can I get around at Pebble Beach?
Страна полета. Так интереснее видно.
Oh, that is way right.
Ah, rough off the tee, straight out of the gate. That's interesting. So much will depend on the lie.
So the tee shot misses right. Now the second here at 1.
Конечно, к телефону у нее намного легче играть. Здесь на ПК мне труднее. И замахиваюсь. Игра, конечно, сложная на ПК. Любители гольфа, если вы играли на телефоне до этого. Опа. При этом я играю через джойстик. Так,
Now,
лунка у
just
нас
cut it fat
недалеко.
out of the rough. Never had a chance of reaching, and now it is time to regroup and try to escape with a par.
Third shot, looking for a good one.
Так, сможем ли мы в них попасть? Сейчас попробуем. Оп, рядом. А, не долетел.
Miss hit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. That's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Так, осталось нам чуть-чуть докатить.
Woefully short.
Недовольны, конечно, чуть-чуть. Надо выбрать цель удара. Катим чуть-чуть. Ну, чуть-чуть остается. Чуть-чуть. Опа,
So an early
есть.
setback here. That will be a 6 on this
Шарулис
opening
набрала
par 4.
36 очков.
Frank, interestingly, this hole number
Погнали
2
дальше.
plays as a par 4
Что
for
могу
the US
вкратце
Open. It
сказать
is
про
a
это?
par 5. It's absolutely
Игра
gettable, and players
сама по себе
must take
графика
advantage.
интересная,
Certainly, Rich, off that
но
back tee, really you've got to
играть,
grab the driver. I know
конечно,
there's bunkers
ее
left and
тяжело.
right, but the
Если
decision
вы
is whether
играли
that tee
на
shot finishes in
простом
the fairway. Because if it does,
телефоне, у
you're going to
нее
have
в
a
этом
crack at this
польза.
par 5
А
and 2.
потом
If
решили
it
на
doesn't,
ПК
then
поиграть,
you play the
то
layout.
тяжелое управление. Забивание так, игра интересная, графика интересная. Нет, такую комедию я не смотрю.
This up the right side off the tee.
Охо. Yeah.
And there's a good first step to start making up some ground after the troubles at 1. A picture-perfect drive here at the 2nd. So in the fairway, but a pretty good number to carry here for a 2nd to the par 5.
Опа. Ой, не падай. Ай, убивать, если вот тут придется тяжело.
Oh, par 5s too. They're the ones you
Ой,
really want to make
удачно.
birdie on. The second shot,
Тяжелый здесь.
that's gone into that bunker. It's an
Сейчас
awkward
придется
third.
травку тут
So
покосить.
this one's going to have to carry a long way.
Опять. Эх. Рядом, рядом.
Yeah, look how quick that was. Very difficult to get that to stop, even out of the sand, and that race is right on by. Nope, got that too low on the putter face, and that'll be well short.
Есть.
Okay, so an early hole to dig out of here. Double bogeys at 1 and 2, and quickly to 4 over in this early part of the round. On to the 397-yard par 4 third, where some players drive it over the trees on the left to cut the dogleg, while others play it more conventionally.
Главное отдых от морали. У вас болельщики. Видите, как мы забили
this is left all the way.
Three holes in, and this is very much a struggle. Another one finds the rough.
Со мной 1 на 1. Кто кого?
Ooh, that's what a wayward previous shot will cost you. Failed to reach the green from the rough, and now it's time to scramble. Not gonna be easy. Okay, sensible play right there, and that one on deck. 12 feet still to go.
Перекатилась.
Okay, it's in for double, and this is not the kind of streak you want to be on. 3 holes, 3 double bogeys, and a 6-over start to the round. Well, this is where Pebble Beach starts to look like Pebble Beach in all its glory and magnificent beauty. It's only 333 yards. Off the tee, you can hit driver, maybe make an eagle, knock it up on the green. We have seen guys do that. Or you can play it safe, long iron off the tee. Either way, you're thinking 3 at 4. As picturesque as they come, that's right down the middle. Down on the course, let's check in with Nota Begay III.
Aggressive play off the tee pays off, ball sitting nicely in the fairway, and a very good chance to get it in tight.
Ой-ой-ой, вот прям рядом. Ну давай, хоть ты любишь легкий
Okay,
победы.
on the
Только
putting
вы еще
surface, but
посмотрим.
work to do from there. Now this for birdie.
Not a ton in this, but you have to hit it firm.
Легкий победы.
Okay, not a bad effort. So the birdie not to be. She'll brush that in for her par. First par 3 of the round, and Frank, I'm reminded of the great history that Jack Nicklaus has here at Pebble Beach. That goes well beyond what he did as a player.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, we know his playing credentials, but he won the second of his 2 U.S. amateurs here in 1961. Actually said that was the best he ever hit the golf ball, but his legacy really as a designer, you see right here in front of you. I never got to play the old 5th hole, which is further left, but this is an absolute beast. It plays around 190 yards, very narrow green, and that is a cliff on the right, believe me.
Ah, and that one needed to put on the brakes, but could not, and this will wind up over the green. Looking now at her second to this par 3.
Рядом.
Ooh, good speed there. That'll leave just a couple of feet. what they wanted. 7 over par already on the round. Well, this is where the excitement starts to build early in a round at Pebble Beach. I know it's the 6th, but you're coming into possibly one of the greatest stretches in all of golf. This is a 498-yard par 5, goes up the hill, Pacific Ocean in the distance, chance to make an eagle here, and chance to feel really good about where you're headed.
Но на ПК, еще раз напоминаю, играю я первый раз, так что не судите строго. Оу.
She started this one a bit to the left.
Управление нелегко дается.
No issues here. That is into the fairway.
А вы, Евгений Франк, который любит легкие победы, согласен со мной в дуэль, вообще играли? Знаете, что это за игра? Или так? Не знаете, говорите. Гольф — это больше игра аристократов.
Did you see the
Если вы ни
yardage
разу
on that one? I
не
mean, there had to be a
играли,
mistake there
как
because
вы
that
со мной
3 wood did
соглашаетесь
not
на дуэль
even
тогда,
touch the
если вы даже не
green.
знаете,
Look
как
at
игра
that. That was
строится?
airmail.
О, переброс. Прям рядом.
Well, those are the shots that turn what you'd like to be a leisurely stroll out on the golf course into a day of hard work.
Yeah, what could have been a tap in is now going to be a grind.
Nope, that's one you just can't leave short.
Буквально вот чуть-чуть. Опа.
So pars proving tough to come by on this front side, as that'll be back-to-back bogeys now here at 5 and 6. Frank, the 7th tee is almost spiritual. You just want to hit a little baby wedge that kisses the clouds and drops softly on that green. Then you want to stare out at the Pacific with a whole lot of gratitude.
Yeah, when I first played it, Rich, I couldn't help but be sort of in love with the beauty of the surrounds. Plus, I couldn't believe how short the hole was. And I thought, well, this is sort of, you could almost throw it on the screen. And then I played it on a windy day.
Ох, куда нам надо докинуть? Опа, прям рядом. Ну, играем прям на берегу, опасненько, опасненько.
Okay, a friendly bounce there, and that will make its way onto the putting surface. Look here at birdie.
And not much up or downhill here, so speed not a consideration. All that needs to be looked at is the movement from left to right.
Yeah, that's a good putt
красивый,
from there. A
yeah.
little short, but not too bad.
Хорошо тем, кто живет рядом с морем. Такой красотой может любоваться всегда. Опа,
Okay,
забили.
maybe a glimmer of hope.
Все
and that
широли.
has been a troublesome front side, as that is safely in for a par. Now to one of the most picturesque par 4s in the world, the 8th hole here at Pebble Beach. Jack Nicklaus, who
Здесь,
won the US
напоминаю,
Open
играю
here,
я
called it
от
simply the
России.
greatest second shot to a par 4 anywhere in the world. Oh, this may need to hold on. That started right.
Ой, не скатывайся. Ай, ай. Эй. Ой.
Wow, had some hope for just a second there. Thought maybe it would hang up and stay dry, but too bad. That one trickles into the water. So now, after the penalty stroke added, she'll find a good spot to take her drop and then get ready for what'll be her 3rd shot.
Блин. Упал.
Oh, and she will
Вот
not be
минус
happy
море.
with that, as that is into the water. So now, after the drop, time to try again.
Переборщу с ударом, но пусть долетит. Опять.
Time to just pick up and move on to the next hole. Frank, as you know, depending on the time of year, you can see gray whales out on Carmel Bay, sea otters feeding on abalone, sea lions
вывести
sunbathing
оттуда
on the
нереально
rocks.
было.
Or
Не
you
знаю,
could
конечно,
see none of
Евгений
it,
Франк. Может бы вы
because this ninth hole
вывели.
absolutely demands your full attention.
Well, there's a different sort of mammal trying to play this hole. That first bunker on the left side, that shouldn't be in play. But this hole tilts so much from left to right, I think it sort of funnels you towards the sea otters and the whales. Golf is a game of confidence and momentum. Triple bogey on the last and the rough here. That'll shake your confidence in a hurry.
So easy.
And she's in the first cut. Not terrible, but may take a little work to recover. Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch.
Переборщила.
But really, out of that lie, you have to take the risk. Actually, even perhaps come up short. That was way too safe. Flew the ball on the green and consequently was not going to stop.
Опять перебор.
.21-foot putt set to go. Didn't go your way. It happens in golf, so just pick up
Чем вам моя
and
кружка не
move on.
нравится? Хорошая кружка.
Hope you're enjoying this little stroll along Carmel Bay, and the golf is as good as the view. This 10th hole is 444 yards. I would tell you that it is the widest fairway at Pebble Beach. It is, but it doesn't feel that way because of the way it slopes left to right, and if you're not careful, this one can get away from you and head toward that Pacific. Oh dear, that looks thick in there. Not a good hole of golf here. It is that time to pick up and move on. Well, this is where Pebble Beach changes significantly. We're going away from the Pacific Ocean now, up the hill toward the forest. Frank, what do you think of the 11th hole?
Well, it's tricky, Rich. Number one, because it's blind, as you've detailed, but uphill and it's sea level, so that tee shot's not going to go that far. There is a run out down that left side, just inside the tree line there. That's about 308 yards, but you're not going to go that far. So really, you have to respect this hole. Just hit a fairway finder. It's so hard to bounce back after a huge score, especially when you're still reeling from it. But try and pull the screws back in the head there. Just take a little breath, maybe two. Decent swing. Don't try and kill it. Exactly like that. Really good shot.
Рядом прям летит.
And that one barely makes the front of the green. Do you realize if you just miss it the middle of the club by 1/4 of an inch, you lose 10%. That's right, 10%.
That's going to leak out to the right and trickle away. Not the right read there. Cleans that up in the hole. This 12th hole certainly not as famous as some of the other par 3s here at Pebble Beach, like number 7 or 17. But 12's a good one at 202 yards. Ideally, you want to work this right to left, just a baby draw, and try to get it to land softly because the green tends to be really firm.
Так, выберем немножко другую клюшечку. Такую побольше. Мощную.
And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either, sitting up in the short grass. The tee shot left her here on the par 3, now a long one for her second.
Had to take the boxing gloves off on that one. No touch whatsoever, and this is a long, long putt coming back.
That's what these greens can do to you. They make you see things that just aren't there. That one slides by.
Yes.
Okay, so this green posing problems here. It is a 3-putt 5 here at the par 3. Well, this par 4 13th hole doesn't show up on a lot of postcards the way, say, the 8th hole would. But, Frank, this is a legitimate and challenging par 4, isn't it?
It certainly is, Rich. 400 yards, but it plays longer than that by virtue of being uphill. But the addition of those 3 bunkers in on the right side have certainly shrunk the width of this fairway. Plus, it still tips from the right side to the left side. and you got an uphill second shot. So you know, I've seen everything here: 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, you name it. That had to be in the rough the whole way. One more bounce back on the fairway.
In the fairway, it's lying nicely, and 180 yards left. Oh, and that is going to wind up missing the target by a good margin, and that will be no bargain in there.
Красота. Липота.
Fairly long 25-foot putt here. Okay, didn't quite get it there, but that's a decent effort.
Опа.
No problem with that.
Нелегко, но мы
We
потихонечку
arrive now
идем.
at the 582-yard par 5 14th. It is one of the hardest holes on the PGA Tour, year in, year out. This is a bear. Well, scoring's been an issue so far. That's maybe being kind, but hey, that's a good tee shot right there. Third shot about 100 yards out. Gonna have to try and give this a good thump to fly it to the hole. Yeah, look how quick that was. Very difficult to get that to stop, even out of the sand, and that race is right on by. Nah, might have stared at that one too long. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut. Okay, so a good scoring opportunity goes by the wayside here in a big way. That is a 3-putt 7 here at the par 5. Here at the 15th, a good drive. Frank would be right down the middle. A bad that drive would be on 17 Mile Drive. As scenic as it is, it's not where you want to be, is it? It's out of bounds.
Well, you can't afford to go right. You can't afford to pay for that real estate on the right either. So, yeah, anything down there. Unfortunately, it's a downhill tee shot. I know there's sort of four bunkers really down the left side, but really it's the pop bunker that has to be avoided. It's so hard to bounce back after a huge score, especially when you're still reeling from it. But try and pull the screws back in the head there. Just take a little breath, maybe two. Decent swing. Don't try and kill it. Exactly like that. Really good shot.
Not sure what happened there. Wrong club selection, poor execution. Regardless, a lot of meat still on that bone.
Lovely pitch shot. Just nipped that ball off the turf.
Добрый
Flew
всем
through the
вечер.
air beautifully. Sat down fairly quick as well. Good shot.
Okay, hey, when the round gets away from you, time to focus on just making some pars, and that's well done there. Now the heart begins to race a little bit because you know you're playing one of the greatest finishing stretches in the entire sport of golf. Starting with a 16, it's only 400 yards. If you can carry that island bunker, you can jumpstart your run to the house with a birdie free. Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank. Okay, not the intended plan there, as this ball's going to wind up a foot or two off the green. Too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Footer. A little tentative there, and that'll come up short. You know, it would just be so much more pleasant, so much easier if you left the clubs at home and just went for a nice stroll in the field. Well, here we are, 17th hole, and this is where you
И
can
вот
make your
Ксюша
mark on
Рулис
this board.
идет
So
дальше,
much
рулит,
history
рулит
at this par
и
3.
зарулит.
It's just a great hole too, Rich. You know, that hourglass-shaped green on the angle. But you're right when you talk about history. You go back to 1972, and this hole played in the
Идем
breeze. It
дальше.
was a one-iron for Jack Nicklaus.
Спасибо за пожелание хорошей игры. Добрый вечер всем, кто присоединился ко мне сейчас. Да, эти игры не я сделала, но играю я. Напоминаю, эту игру вы можете приобрести на Steam за 5000 рублей. Да, можете купить подписку и за 500 рублей и играть месяц в эту игру сколько захотите.
Now this, her second into this par 3.
Только с Ксюшей Рулис вы увидите все новые и интересные игры. Только на моем канале. Оставайтесь. И дальше все только классное, интересное и прикольное.
Oh, nearly a great shot considering that lie in the rough. Just sadly comes to rest on the fringe.
This hole really taking its toll now. Okay, well, the good news is that clubhouse is just about in sight, but that'll be another double bogey here at 17. Well, you're not just playing the 18th hole at Pebble Beach, are you? You're taking a moment to soak it all in. Stand on that tee box, look out at the Pacific Ocean, think about what's happened here, who's played this hole, who's made history here, and then you let it rip. Uh-oh. Just nothing going right. That ball not playable. It is out of bounds. Okay, this one gonna stay in the field of play, and even better than that, it's in the fairway. Oh!
An awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Okay, not a bad recovery from out of the sand, and a chance, maybe, to limit the damage to one drop shot. Oh, this is where the game becomes so cruel sometimes. So a tough double bogey 7 here at 18. Tell you what, it's a wonderful highway, scenic. You definitely want to drive it in California, the 101, but you do not want to see that on your golf scorecard.
И вот так Ксюша Рулис проходит.
EA Sports is proud to bring you coverage of PGA Tour golf. Today from 17 Mile Drive on the Monterey Peninsula and historic Pebble Beach golf links. Alongside Frank Novello, I'm Rich Lerner, and partner, you and I have called a lot of rounds of golf through the years. I know there's always something that piques your interest. How about today?
Rich, every day brings you
Теперь поиграем где-то на другом лугу. Что же выбрать? Только красоты, лепоты. О, вот красиво. Выбираем это. Поехали.
Now, from the host of the 2022 United States Open Championship, the Country Club at Brookline, just outside of Boston, Massachusetts, this is EA Sports coverage of the world of golf. Rich Lerner joined up in the booth by Frank Novello. Frank, there's nothing like it early tee time to get the adrenaline flowing.
And also, too, the golf course is perfect. Less divots. You don't see any sort of marks on the green. Greens are going to putt beautifully. There's also, the course is a little bit softer. It's got the moisture from overnight. And also, when they've cut the golf course, there's that really green, fresh smell, like it's brand new.
We're just going to play 9 here, so let's get it started as we head out to the tee at the par 4 first.
Now, it's in the first cut. There's always a little bit more grass around the ball that has to be factored in.
Second shot now from just a foot or two off the fairway. Gonna need something good here from a ways back, a third from out of the bunker. So starting off the round here with a lengthy putt. Nope, didn't get it, didn't hit it. This one measures out to 15 feet. And you always start the round with such high hope, with optimism, and it can be gone in a blink. That is a double bogey here at number 1. An early test forthcoming here at the par 3 second, and this is no ordinary par 3. 275 yards is the listed distance, add in 5 bunkers around a severely sloped green, and you'd happily take a par and sprint to the 3rd tee. Now from below the green, a second up to this par 3. That's going to leave some work, but it'll end up okay. Bit of a struggle early on, 3 over. Well, hitting it straight is the name of the game here at the third. It's a fairly long hole, just over 500 yards, a par 4. But still, you want to position yourself, keep it in the short grass, and that way you come at the hole location from a good angle. That was flirting with disaster the whole way, and it's going to wind up hopping into the bunker. Manages to get out of the bunker, but still has some trouble here. Can't put away that toolbox just yet.
A little too much coffee today. Second shot was short, and a nervy chip whizzes past the hole.
Maybe not what you're hoping for from that number, but no damage. It's on the green. That one just gonna sneak on by. Okay, that is safely in for a double bogey, and it's taken a little time to settle into this round, that's for sure. 5 over through 3 holes. Next up at the Country Club, another tough par 4, 497-yard fort, which shares a fairway with the third and is just as tough. Hit it straight off the tee, or you can definitely make a number you do not want. And no issues there. Good tee shot in the short grass. Sitting up in the fairway now, 180 yards away. That's got to be disappointing. Good line in the fairway, and the approach winds up in the bunker. Now, gonna have to try and get this out and let it run. Just too tough to control out of the sand. That one unable to hold the green. It'll run off into the short stuff. What a save there. This hole was trouble all the way through, but that one in the hole from off the green to somehow salvage a par. Amazing. We come now to the drivable 310-yard par 4 fifth. Feel free to let it rip, but beware the 6. Count them, 6 bunkers surrounding the green. Yeah, that's a good tee shot right there. Got a little extra run out. That's where you want to be. So after the big drive, this, a short approach to the par 4. Okay, not particularly close, but a chance for the putter to do its thing. Birdie putt coming up, and we go to Iona Stephen.
Well, this one's all about a light touch in the hands. There's really not a lot of break in it, but it will gain speed as it goes down this ridge.
Oh, maybe a misread there, and that curls by to the left. Six over for the day. Now to the second par 3 at the home of the 2022 U.S. Open, the 197-yard sixth. A large green flanked by 2 bunkers. Birdie, definitely a possibility here. Gonna have to accelerate through the sand here to give this enough carry. Okay, well, that is on the green, but apparently just too difficult to get enough loft on it out of the bunker, and that winds up well beyond the hole. No. Here now at the shortish 7th, a 378-yard par 4 that once again demands accuracy off the tee. If thoughts of birdie are on your mind. And that will be more than adequate. It's safely into the fairway. Second shot. Good look at the green. This is a 13-footer. That's going to scoot a foot or 2 by. So now we're at the 8th hole, and this is the first par 5 of the day. It's only 567 yards. That is not gargantuan by today's standards. So you can see in this stretch with that drivable par 4 and then the par 3 and then another relatively short par 4, you have a chance to get some momentum into your round. That one flirting with the left edge of the fairway.
Two shots around this green is always good. Now, for a little CVS, perhaps a 3rd shot on this par 5, get one close, maybe make 4. Okay, sensible play right there, and that one on deck.
Okay, can't take that length for granted, but that's in for a par. Par 4 ninth here at the famous Country Club, site of the 1999 Ryder Cup. 425 yards. It's a par 4, and the key here, as with so many of the holes at Brookline, you want to keep it out of the trouble, out of the trees. Accuracy crucial, but most importantly here, avoid the water on the right.
Well, it's in the first cut. We know you can't spin the ball as much from the first cut. Still lying okay.
Walking the course today, let's bring in Nota Begay the third.
148 yards left to the hole. Struggling all day, looking to do something good here.
Look out. I mean, that one came out jalapeno hot, Frank.
Using all the real estate, and now really got the work cut out to get down in 2 putts.
Yep, not bad. Had to put a little extra into that one, but got it there. That's a pretty good effort. Nine over for the day. So, Frank, another round in the book. From scenic Lighthouse Point here on the rugged coast of Maine, this is EA Sports' continuing coverage of the world of golf. With Frank Nobilo by my side, I'm Rich Lerner. Frank, as weekend golfers know, there's always part of your game that you're focused on, so I'll ask the question, what are you going to be looking at here today?
Tee to green, Rich. I know people always say putting's important. I'm not going to say it's overrated, but tee to green. If you want to play good golf day in, day out, fairways greens. That's the secret.
So 9 holes is the choice here today. Let's get things started here at the par 4 first. Well, that is perfect, right down the middle. What a nice way to get the day started. Well, had a good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in. In the rough now, wondering what might have been. Oh my goodness, woefully short on that putt. Okay, good job to limit the damage, as that's in for a bogey. Now at the second hole here at Lighthouse, it's a par 3, 234 yards. Difficult hole, Frank, especially when the wind picks up.
It is, and you can see with that bunker on the right side, that's obviously the bailout area, because the problem side is to the left of this green. That's where the cliff starts to run all the way down to the ocean. This is a very difficult par 3, not just because of its length, because it's exposed to all of Maine's elements.
This going to be her second shot now at the par 3.
Well, that was nearly very good. Just the speed of the green taking that one away.
A little strong on the chip right there. Certainly not ideal.
Yeah, that's for sure. And that leaves double bogey on the table.
You can see the frustration building. That is not a great putt there. That's in for double bogey, so an early hole to dig out of. 3 over after just 2 holes played. Frank, I like the mix of holes as we start out here at Lighthouse Point. Tough par 4, then a par 3, and now a scoring opportunity with a par 5 at the third.
Scoring opportunity with a good drive. Very thin fairway here, Rich. This hole is built for accuracy, and players off the tee, they're going to have to try and hit this fairway. Long fairway bunker runs almost the entire length of this hole, and it could act actually as a little helper, stop you going down by the cliff, because anything left, obviously, on that cliff line will go all the way down to the ocean.
That's a good strike right there, and this is going to split the middle.
Потом, через час игры могу про нее сказать. Здесь красивая графика. Конечно. Реалистичные сделана местность. Смотрится, конечно, картинка очень здорово. Для любителей гольфа это самый лучший подарок, что выпустила ЯС 2023. Здесь очень много разных, где вы можете играть и любоваться пейзажами. Для любителей гольфа шикарно. Они сделали интересную, шикарную игру, хороший график и классный вид, и реалистичность. Самое главное — это реалистичность.
Made up for by a very small green.
Yeah, nothing to fault there. Good balance, good follow through, and a good start to this hole. Second shot coming up. Let's check in for the first time with Nota Begay the third.
152 yards left for him, coming off a birdie at the previous hole, looking to go back to back.
I was never going to stop on the green. Coming out of the thick stuff, it's not quite overspin, but it's the next best thing. That was motor.
Come on, you can't leave it that short, can you? 8-foot putt here. Okay, just the one drop shot, as that's in for a bogey. Now the fifth hole,
И на
par 4,
этом
481
Ксюша Рулис
yards.
завершает на сегодня свою трансляцию. Играйте, наслаждайтесь, отдыхайте. Если вы хотите где-то побывать на природе, отдохнуть, посмотреть, и вы любите гольф, то эта игра для вас. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Если вам понравилась моя игра и нравится мой канал, оставайтесь со мной. И я вам покажу еще много интересных новинок. С Ксюшей Рулис вы увидите все лучшее, интересное и классное. Всем спасибо за внимание. Всем, кому понравился мой эфир и мои видео, ставьте лайк и подписывайтесь. И ставьте колокольчик. И это будет значить, что вам будет приходить оповещение о моих новых эфирах и новых добавлениях. Всем спасибо за внимание. Всем пока. Будьте счастливы.